What's up, guys? Eric here. Drive line. Hold the case steering wheel holder. Sorry about the reefer noise. Man, this beard, it's coming off, guys. It's coming off. Like, this is the longest I've ever had it, and I've had it. I've just had it. It's too much to manage. Plus, my son, he's 2 years old, and he likes to just grab onto it with both hands and just damn near yank my head off. I'm gonna show you guys something. So I just got unloaded at my first stop. Oh, it's gonna be loud in here. I don't know if you guys see that. Yeah, you can see it. One pallet back there. Should I load lock it or not load lock it? Nah, I ain't gonna load lock it. I'll tell you why. That pallet is 2,000 pounds of meat. So, there ain't no way in hell. If that pallet goes over weighing 2,000 pounds, I got bigger problems than the meat on that pallet. I got to get the seal on it, get it locked, and then run over there to the guard shack and get them to initial on it. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I got back and the reefer is off. Thank God, because that reefer is noisy. Man, I don't know what it is. You know, some reefers are just noisy. Much noisier than others. I don't know why that is. This is a 2.4, so this would be a 24 trailer that was picked up last year. So it's probably about a year old. So, but reefer is loud on this thing. Anyway, so I have just this one pallet that I'm taking on to the 90 early in the morning, and it's just a 2,000 pound pallet with 40 cases of beef. So if anyone's gonna say, oh, you should load lock that one pallet, nah, man, 2,000 pounds like that, it ain't going over. I've seen someone load lock a pallet that was like 4 feet high with cases of mayo, and I'm like, what are you doing? So yeah, I'm not gonna, well, it's too late now, it's sealed up. So you gotta run this up to Walmart. I love it when it's just one pallet or 2 pallets headed to the final stop. I don't normally like multiple stops, but I think I said in the previous video or video before, this one just paid so damn well. I think it was $4,500 for 1,500 miles, 1,500, 1,600 total miles. So I was like, yeah, I'll run that. So I wanted to let y'all know. So I saw a comment. I've been trying really hard to be better on top of comments. You know, I'm doing some actually editing videos, not like this, just on the iPhone, but doing some more editing. And I saw a comment that someone new, not a subscriber, only watched a couple videos, like, why are you always negative? I don't feel like I'm always negative. I just tell it like it is out here, you know. It's not a laborious, or it is laborious. It's not a glorious lifestyle, you know. You're constantly in trucking. You're constantly problem solving. That's what I feel like is happening. It's just a series of problems to solve. So, I mean, whether, you know, it's part of trip planning or having to manipulate your trip plan, or, you know, figuring out how to deal with this place that I'm at right now, Harris Teeter, really tight, ridiculously tight docks. There's room out front, but there's zero room between the docks. I mean, mirrors on both sides were damn near touching the other two mirrors. And I had long noses on both sides of me, which sucked. So, you know, and when you open up the trailers, you don't want to hit a long nose. And it's just, I mean, it's just always, you're just working your way through problems. And so I get how someone who doesn't live this lifestyle would see my channel last few videos and think they're just all negative. And I don't feel that way. I feel like I'm just being conversational about the shit that I go through out here. All, you know, there's some good, but, and the truth is, to that individual who commented, I've tried to do videos on positive topics and nobody watches them. So you guys just like to hear me bitch. So that's a reality too. But I do have a couple videos I want to make. I want to make a video giving my review. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Prime bashing is par for the course, right? It's always been Prime bashing, but there's a lot of it going on. I mean, by some big channels too. Big channels, and I'm not going to name them. I don't do that. But there's some big YouTube channels that are just trashing Prime. And they've never driven for Prime. It's always like, oh, I know someone, or I've got a friend, he drives for us now. He drives for the company I drive for now. And the stories he tells me, look, if you haven't put in a good solid year with a carrier, you have no business. I don't believe you have any business going out there and saying whether or not it's a good or bad company and trying to give reasons why. You have no credibility on that whatsoever. I don't. I wouldn't say don't go drive for whoever, Stevens, whoever. I don't know. I've never driven a truck for any other carrier. I've never pulled freight for any other carrier. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it's a good or bad decision for any of them. The only company that I can credibly speak about is Prime. So I want to do, now that I'm working on my 5th year with Prime, I want to do looking back and giving you guys a very honest perspective of leasing with Prime, standard leasing, and then lease purchase with Prime, and whether or not Prime is a good company to drive for now in March of 2024. So both those videos are coming, but just in summary real quick, guys, if you're going to get into trucking, I think, and again, I can't speak for other companies, but I believe, just as a generalization, that Prime is probably one of the best companies that you could drive for right now in these market conditions, in these freight conditions. It's not excellent, but if you're looking to get into the business and get into the industry, it's probably one of the best. I have conversations with drivers every single day. I'm on the phone with drivers every night. Every night. Any night that I drive, I'm on the phone with drivers. With all kinds, independent owner operators on the spot market. Damn it, that damn reefer came back on. It's like 73 degrees right now, so it is what it is. You have to hear the hum. I talk to drivers pulling for other bigger carriers, company drivers, lease drivers, you name it. And when I talk about the revenue per truck with Prime and our fuel cost and the hourly, we get billed hourly for work at the tractor shop, people are just dumbfounded. I had a guy last night, this morning, it was like 2 o'clock this morning. I was on a group call, and this guy said that he was saying, look, reefer rates out of the Northwest right now are so bad, they're like $1.50, $1.60 a mile. I was like, what? Like, dude, like I know people hauling freight out of Washington right now that are getting $2.50, $3 or better per mile. And I know we don't really get paid by mile. I don't get paid by mile, I get paid by load. But if you still broke it down that way, and you know, and for anyone who's watching this saying, well, there's much better. Okay, yeah, there's probably is better out there. I'm not saying there's not better. I'm just saying there's much worse. There's a lot worse. And another thing is, Prime's freight is still pretty damn stable. Unless I'm in Springfield, I have zero problems getting reloaded. Zero. And haven't had any problems getting reloaded for the past year. Even when it was super sketchy there, you know, November, December, January, super sketchy. It was unusually slow, just industry wide for the holidays. We didn't get the big bounce that we normally get. Not big bounce, but you know, the bounce back after the holidays. Super sketchy. There was a period where loads started paying a little bit less, where you're kind of like, eesh. But never really had to wait for freight. We still have a lot of freight. So I don't want to do a video about that because, and you know, because I know for a fact that there's some who watch this video that are thinking, should I go now? Like, I want to get into this. And you know, what I would say is, you need to pick the right company in freight that's going to be able to survive and get through this for however long it lasts. And you need to take advantage of the time to really learn the business. You cannot come in right now thinking there's a gold rush and that you're going to come in at a peak of freight rates and freight, you know, with low capacity and just tons of freight sitting on the docks. Don't come in thinking that. Don't come in thinking maybe it'll be great when I get out of training either. You really got to come into it with a mindset that if you're willing to put in a grind, it can be good to you, and you need to take advantage of the time to just really learn the business. Really learn the routes and just learn the customers and learn the business. You know, take advantage of that time. So I'm not one. There's a lot of YouTubers out there saying, don't do it. Don't come into trucking right now. I don't agree with that. And a lot of that is that if you see YouTubers on the spot market, working the spot, telling you not to come into the industry, of course they don't want you to come into the industry, because they want fewer trucks and fewer drivers. I'm not one that's going to try and discourage you from it. I will say it is a much more challenging and difficult time right now for it. But it's not a scenario where you're going to come out and not be able to make money. At least not with Prime. I can't speak for any other carrier or load board or anything like that. All I can speak for is Prime. And you can still make money. If you're willing to run, willing to work, willing to learn the business, you can still make money with Prime. That's, you know, so I want to get more in depth on that, and I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly with leasing. I'm going through something right now that is very ugly. I've got a $4,000 repair on the Peterbilt, and you know, let me just say this to you: if you got a Peterbilt, understand your warranty, because things like U-bolts are not covered at 250,000 miles. And if U-bolts go bad and they cause damage in other parts of the, the whole steering area, then none of those other parts that would be under warranty are covered under the warranty because they were caused by damage done to a part that is out of warranty. So I'm going through that right now. So the good, the bad, and the ugly of the lease program, and there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good. There's much more good than there is bad. Again, these YouTube videos out there, one of them it just sucks because it's a dude who I've talked to, big channel, and have, generally speaking, had pretty great respect for, just came out and just trashed the shit out of Prime, and he's never driven for Prime. And I just thought it was very distasteful, especially when he does recruiting for the carrier that he drives for. I just thought it was just in really bad taste, and it was not based on reality, and it was not based on experience. And so, I'm gonna give my updated perspective on all of it in a couple videos here over the next couple weeks, as well as some more story-based videos that I'm editing, and try to do more frequent content. So anyway, it is like, I'm gonna have to turn the AC on, man. I had a hoodie on this morning. It was cold up in West Virginia, and it's like approaching 80 degrees, and just I know here in a couple months I'm gonna be like, God, I wish it was down to 80 degrees again. But right now I'm not adjusted to it. 80 degrees feels hot to me. So, all right, guys, I gotta get something to eat and get this 10-hour break started. I gotta leave right at the end of 10 hours to get to my 90 on this load and then get on to the next. Be safe, make good decisions, always drive, thrive. Talk to y'all soon.